21 days. 21 days to find your first wholesaling deal. 21 days to change your life. You're seriously right now away changing everything you've ever thought about in your life. If you could understand exactly how to get a deal, a wholesaling real estate deal in under 21 days, literally a check in your hand from your title company or closing attorney, your life can be completely changed. The honest truth is most wholesalers aren't willing to actually do the work it takes to become successful. Most wholesalers don't understand the actual information you need to know to get rich in wholesaling real estate. What I want to do is actually give you the real information from a 7-figure wholesaler of exactly what you need to do step by step to achieve success. There is an honest truth we have to understand here in wholesaling real estate coming in 2024. The game is massively changing. The rules are changing, the players are changing, and the way the game is being changed, it is changing everywhere, right? And what we need to really understand first and foremost is if you do not adapt, your business will die, your dreams will die, everything will die. Everything is changing rapidly. AI is changing, the markets are changing, interest rates in wholesaling real estate are changing. So many things are changing. And if you can fundamentally understand step by step how you can actually go out here and find wholesaling deals, lock them up, and then sell them for massive profits, you can do well. Everybody knows at 17 years old, I made my first wholesaling real estate deal, made over 20 grand, changed my life. The way that I wholesaled back then, completely different than the way you should be wholesaling right now. And so what I want to do step by step right now is really share with you the fundamentals of how any beginner right now in wholesaling real estate can get started and become successful. I'm going to share with you exactly how to change, how much leads you actually need to be doing to generate these deals so you can actually become successful. We have to adapt or die. This is my mantra I've been saying for a while on the channel here. And this is a mantra I think most wholesalers have to understand and actually start adopting. If you do not adapt, if you do not change what you're doing in your wholesaling operations, your business will die. Your dreams will die. It will not even be close to being fulfilled. And so what you need to do if you're watching this right now is start making the decision yourself. Hey, I'm going to make a change. Hey, I'm actually going to start marketing to sellers. Hey, I'm actually going to start out here putting bandit signs out. Hey, I'm going to start doing what Zach is telling me to do. Because everybody else on YouTube is telling you, oh, just buy my course, pay a bunch of marketing to all that. That ain't the truth. The truth is massive action on a fundamental scale that starts one by one to achieve success. If you want to go out here and actually get rich, you got to start doing it now. The truth is most people, when they get started in wholesaling, they love to talk about it, right? They love talking about the game. They like it. But when it comes to actually doing the work, doing the fun stuff, the actual grind, most people aren't willing to do it. And so if you're excited right now to get rich, if you're excited to go get cash in your bank account right now, get some money, it's the ultimate thing to be doing. So we have to fundamentally understand before we get in the step-by-steps how to actually get rich in this business, why most wholesalers fail, right? As somebody with hundreds of thousands of people in freewholesaling.com, 122,000 people in my Facebook group, right? If you look at all the YouTube channels, the Flip with Rick, the Zachin channel, the Rickin channel, the Wholesaling Australia channel, 150,000 subscribers, 160,000 plus, right? We have hundreds of thousands of people tuning in, trying to learn wholesaling real estate. And the truth is, so many of these newbies are failing and so many are becoming successful too. But the truth is for every person that comes in, there's always somebody that fails. And there are very common traits with the ones that fail and the ones that actually do successful, right? They both do very common things. And the ones that fail always do the same. And the ones that are successful usually always do the same. And it's really funny because it's exactly the way villains and heroes are looked at in society, the world, and movies and comic books, right? If you ever look at how a hero is portrayed and how a villain is portrayed, they both have the same arc, if that makes sense. And so usually how stories are written is something bad happens to a good person. And because that bad thing happens, they swear that they're never going to let anyone else have to deal with that pain ever again. And they're going to protect people and make sure that doesn't happen to anyone else. AE, like Batman, right? Someone hurt his family. He decides he's going to attack crime and things like that to help his family and people that might be in that situation, right? Then you got people like Bane or the Joker or, any of the crazy Batman villains. Yeah, because something bad happened to him or their family, he's going to make sure the world suffers because of it, right? The truth is they both have the same situation happen. One person crumbled under the pressure and became a bad person. One person chose, say, I'm going to rise above this and actually do good, right? Same thing with failures in wholesaling and winners in wholesaling real estate, right? People choose, hey, I'm actually going to, because I'm struggling, I have pressure. I'm not going to crack under the pressure. I'm going to rise above it and actually become successful, get rich, and do wholesaling deals. And then, heck, we have the other half, these wholesalers that get the pressure, they get the stress. And you know what they do? They crumble. They make excuses. They say, oh, it's so hard. It's stressful. It's sad. Oh, I should quit. I should fail. I should give up. And then they just get crushed, right? This is exactly how diamonds are made and how you test diamonds, right? There's always those fake zirconian, whatever type diamonds, right? And then there's the real deal diamonds, right? They both look legit. They both look shiny. They both look the same from the naked eye. But how do you know a legit diamond from a fake zirconian, whatever they're called, right? I'm not really the diamond guy. You test them, right? A legit diamond, when you put under pressure, does not break. You know why? Because it's a piece of carbon that was formed with so much pressure off of volcanic rock that it was formed, and that it was put under so much pressure, it's basically unbreakable because it had to go through all those trials and tribulations, and now it's literally an unbreakable thing. You put that fake little diamond on there, it's all looking all nice and sexy looking. You put it under pressure, it cracks. You know why? Because the real thing was put under so much stress, so much pressure, so much damage that nothing else can hurt it. That's the same thing to me in cold calling. I used to cold call 5 hours a day, 5 days a week for a year straight. Became so good at cold calling sellers. This is why I was easily making 10, 15 grand a month in college, just cold calling motivated sellers off Mojo Dialer. Literally in my dorm room. It's insane. And the truth is I was able to scale those operations because I was put under so much pressure. I put so much hours in wholesaling that my skills only got better. And this is exactly what you got to be doing. I'm not telling you to go work 5 hours a day cold calling, right? But you have to be willing to go past the point where most people are willing to fail. The truth about wholesaling is to get you rich beyond your wildest dreams, but you have to work harder than most. And that's not a bad thing. If you look at most people when they get into a side hustle or a business, they're willing to put in the regular effort to get the regular output, right? And if you're looking to get into wholesaling, you're going to have to put extraordinary effort to get extraordinary outcome. This is very, very clear. I've seen this from all these different wholesalers everywhere. Ordinary effort equals ordinary results. Extraordinary effort gets extraordinary result. And so if you're a guy coming out here talking, Zach, I want to be like you. I want to make hundreds of thousands a month. Okay, bet. Go do the effort. Go actually out here, put the effort, do the marketing, put the hours I put in, do the same exact work I did for the past 7 years in wholesaling real estate, and go out here and do it. The truth is, like, everyone talks a big game, but when it comes to actually putting the work, training, the marketing, you got to do it. Like, you got to match me. If you want to match me word for word, hour for hour, go do it. No one can outwork me here because I put in the work for 7+ years. That's all I did. Eat, breathe, sleep, wholesaling. That's all I was doing. And so that's why you see me on the live cold calls. You see me closing deals, showing these checks. They're legit. You call the title company up. They're real because I've done the work. I've done the marketing. I've done the teamwork. You see me closing sellers live. I do this business for real. This is why we have our Facebook group. It's Wholesaling Houses for Real. I do this for real. I'm not a guru. And so the truth is, the only reason I do it for real is because I put the effort, blood, sweat, and tears in this business. And you got to do the same exact thing. And so what we're going to do in 2024, right? Most people are failing. Most people are doing the regular work in wholesaling, right? But what we got to do is start doing things differently, right? And not in a bad way, but we got to do it in a smarter way, right? Like week after week, I'll go tell you guys how, you should have probably not cold call 5 hours a day, 5 days a week. It's pretty excessive. There's better things to be doing. And I personally know this, but what we have to understand is we are going to have to approach wholesaling real estate in a different way than what most people do. Okay. The way that most wholesalers do it is that they look for results. Okay. I want to make 15 grand this month. They hope, they pray, they try to manifest it. And they put a little bit of work in, they get upset, they cry, they pay a guru, and then they get in the hamster wheel, and then they go to the mastermind or whatever, and they hope it changes everything. But the mastermind says, I got to drop another 7 grand and then 8 grand. It's ridiculous, right? It's what I call the guru hamster wheel, right? What we're going to do differently is actually not look at the results, but look at the actions. And this is something not a lot of people are willing to do. It's always the cause and effect. Everybody wants the effect, but they're not willing to do the thing that causes that chain reaction, right? People want the dominoes to fall, but they're not willing to push the first domino. And this is what we have to do. Okay. Yeah. You want a pizza. So like you think, okay, I want a pizza, but you don't know how to make a pizza, right? Go learn how to do it. It's pretty easy. It's a recipe. I got a free wholesaling course. It's called freewholesaling.com. So it's all in here. You just got to go in, go out, do the work. Easy as that. So for looking at 21 days, it's a pretty easy blueprint. Most people, they'll pay me, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 and say, Zach, give me the blueprint. I'm going to get a deal in 21 days, right? This is the blueprint I'm going to give you. Like I being completely honest, I'm the only person in wholesaling, educator, influencer, whatever you want to call them. I don't really care, but I'm the only one that if you pay me 5 grand or $0, I'm going to give you the same info. And this is it, right? 21 days. This is what we're going to do. We got to spend 7 days finding the wholesaling deal. We're going to spend 2 days locking the deal up, usually on the acquisition side, and then dispoing and selling that deal, about 11 days for the follow-up, and then go out here and get the deal. All right. That's pretty much more or less the blueprint we're going to be looking at here. Okay. 7 days to find the deal, which I think is very realistic if you're willing to go all out. Okay. So you're going to ask like, oh, but Zach, and then I get these ridiculous terms being asked for me, right? Zach, I want to go out here and I want to get a deal in 21 days, but I also only want to work 15 minutes a day. It's like, there comes a point where you got to put in the time. It's not even about the money you put in. It's not, you got to put some effort in this business. And I'll tell wholesalers all day, every day, if you're not willing to work hard, if you're not willing to actually put in the efforts, if you're not actually willing to do what you have to do, this business isn't going to work for you. You have to work in this business to start getting some traction. Oh, but I want to scale to 100 grand. I don't want to be the guy working in this. Well, you're going to have to at least put some blood, sweat, and tears in so you understand how it works, and then you get some deals, right? If you want to coach football, you're going to have to at least play a couple of years of football. Just understand it, and then you can scale out the teams if you want to get that crazy type of scaling thing. But that's not what we're talking about today, right? We're talking about 21 days. 2 days to lock up the deal, 7 days for the marketing, 11 days to follow up. Screenshot this if you need it. Make sure is it screenshotted? Are we all screenshotted here? Okay, just making sure before we get to the next one. We're going to get into this, right? But 21 days, that's it. So what we have to do first and foremost, right? People need to know, Zach, what do I do? How do we get started? How do I get this going, right? Number one, we have to make a plan or we fail to plan, all right? We make a plan or we fail to plan. You got to understand, if you don't make a plan, that is a plan to fail, all right? I think I mixed that up. I plan to fail. Sorry. I think I mixed it up. We got to change this up first. Plan to, there we go. There we go. A little fancy. But yeah, that's what we got to do, guys. Make a plan or plan to fail. What I mean by this is, if you do not make a plan right now of exactly how you're going to go out here and wholesaling real estate, get a deal, start talking to motivated sellers, actually get a legitimate plan to get contact and offers to these motivated sellers, you will not close wholesaling deals. You will not actually go out here and get deals done. Heck, if you want to be the guy that goes out here and just cries all day about how everything's so difficult, or you don't want to plan, just want to run around and do it, by ear, sure. But that is going out here and planning to actually fail. I cannot stress this enough. You have to go out here and plan accordingly. If you look at any conqueror in life, you look at Alexander the Great, if you look at, heck, you can call it Xerxes, right? You can look at any of the great people in Europe, or heck, in the United States, like any great war that was ever waged. The winners of those wars always had plans, and the ones that lost did have plans. One plan prevailed over the other. But if you look at any great person you admire in the world, right? They all had plans of how they achieve greatness. Heck, you can go out, look at your football coaches, right? The great ones always had plans. And then you can also look at sports people, right? Like they all had plans too. And so if you want to be a great person, you look at like Gandhi. Gandhi didn't do stuff just willy-nilly. He made plans for what he was doing. And I truly believe if anyone wants to do anything great, they have to make a plan, or you are failing. You're literally just choosing to fail. So you want to do it. So if we're making a plan, what is this plan going to entail? What are we actually going to have in this plan so we can actually get rich, successful, and actually make money, right? Number one, we got to ask ourselves these common questions, okay? How many leads to get a deal, okay? So I think that's the most common question people watching this are probably going to have. But Zach, how many leads do I need to get a wholesaling real estate deal, right? How many leads do I have to pull? How many contacts? What do I have to do, right? So everyone asks, oh, I want to make 15 grand. I want to make 20 grand. I want to make 25 grand, right? And we show how we do these basically on daily basis right here, easily on these JV deals, regular deals, all these for wholesaling. And so we do the work, so we can tell you what it usually takes us and everyone around the country, right? But that's the number one question we get. It's like, how many leads? And everyone's like, it's basically the equivalent of saying, are we there yet? Right? That's what we get all the time. It's like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Right? And that shouldn't be the question we're asked. It's just, sir, how much work do I have to need to do to get the result that I want? That is it. When I go teach people how to wholesale houses, it's never about, how to get this result this quick. There's always a catch, and there's always doing the work. And so the work is how many we have to do. And so let's kind of talk about this. There's so many marketing channels. There's so many marketing lists out here. There's so many of these strategies. But what I want to fundamentally do for you guys today is show you just 3 simple ones. I'm not here to complicate things. I'm not here to make things these crazy big seminar type thing. I don't have a booklet of 5,000 pages I'm going to try to sell you. These are going to be free, simple processes for you to do right now. I'm not the guy to give you all these crazy ones. I mean, for wholesaling.com, I do. FYI, but for like a strategic game plan, especially with this video, like exactly how to get a deal in 21 days, we're going to have to do the work, and we're going to have to be very, very, very pinpoint accuracy with what we're doing. And so what we first and foremost, what we need to start doing right now is learning exactly what to do. And so number one, I would say we got to do 500 driving for dollars leads or 500 reverse driving for dollars leads. I know, whoa, that's crazy. That's stressful. Oh my gosh. Then when I start saying this, people's mouths just drop. They start flipping out. They start rolling their eyes. They start crying. Oh my gosh, that's Zach, you don't understand. That's my favorite. I get that a lot. Zach, you don't understand. You don't understand. You don't understand I was broke at 17 years old. You don't understand I was working 39 hours a week. I was doing college classes, high school classes, working a full-time job, captain the wrestling team, cross country. I did all these things. And on top of that, I was going out here and putting banner signs every day. Oh, Zach, you don't understand how many cold calls. I was putting 5 hours a day into my craft. Okay. Kobe Bryant put 6 hours a day in his basketball. I'm not as good as Kobe. Okay. Oh, you don't understand driving for dollars. Oh, do you know how many leads I've driven for dollars? It is ridiculously crazy. How many cold calls I've made, how many texts I've sent out. You don't understand the grind that I've put in. A lot of you guys sometimes don't. When it comes out to me closing leads and showing you recordings of it, you guys see, I do this business for real. I know what I'm doing. And so if anyone has the audacity to ever say, oh, you don't understand. Oh, I understand. I've door knocked the pre-foreclosures. I've done anything that I tell you, I've done. And this is why I can give you a sincerity in my heart that this is what it'll take you to achieve the same success as me. Now, there are different ways to be approaching this in 2024 because I still wholesale houses for real. I know what it takes. I know what it doesn't take. I know what you need to be doing, what you don't need to be doing. And for the vast majority of wholesalers watching this right now, you got to do, if you're going to get in drawing for dollars, reverse drawing for dollars, 500 leads, 500 reverse drawing for dollars leads, this is what it takes. And I know that's stressful. I know it's a lot to say, but we're going to kind of make it, we're going to demystify this process. We're actually going to make it a lot simpler. We're going to make it a lot easier. Trust me, I promise you, if you stay for this, it will be a lot less stressful, it'll be a lot less annoying. I promise you, you will actually, things will get a lot easier for you, okay? So number one, 500 drawing for dollars leads or reverse drawing for dollars leads for these 21 days. If you want to do that, let's say you're doing virtual wholesaling real estate right now, we are going to focus on 3,000 cold calls. And that's not even a lot. Okay. I know that sounds crazy stupid, but it's really not. I'm being honest with you. 3,000 cold calls a day. Not a day, 3,000 cold calls to get that one deal for government list. I know it's nutty, but that's what it takes now. I hate to tell you, but this is 2024. All right. A deal in 21 days. Double that if you're doing a paid list, a listRA.com list, a ZachData.com list, right? For using any of these softwares, you're going to have to do it this way. And the truth is most people aren't willing to do it. It makes me scream sometimes. The people that will go, Zach, I did 30 calls this month and I didn't get a deal. I legit get people in live streams that tell me that. If you don't understand that I used to run through 30 in an hour, that mojo dialer was rampant, right? You don't understand the work that I had. I'm just letting you guys know you have to do the work. There's no excuse, right? As they say everywhere, sleep is the devil, right? That's what sleep is the cousin of death. This is the truth. Being lazy, sloth is a sin. They literally made that in the ancient times because being lazy is not going to give you prosperity in life. I'm not here preaching anything, but I'm saying stop being a lazy bum and get rich. Oops. Sorry I said that, right? 6,000 if you're going to do a paid list, a listRA.com one or a ZachData.com one, right? Next here, this is an important one. I'd say about 4,000 texts, roughly, right? 4,000 texts, maybe 10,000 for the paid one, right? And so that's how much it's going to take. And the comments. I love these. Oh, Zach, you don't understand. There's issues with 10DLC. There's all these new laws and regulations with texting. And then I always get you don't understand. My favorite. Yes. I was back in the old launch control days, I used to use Lead Sherpa days where it was $300-400, unlimited texting. You used to be able to spend 3,000-4,000 texts out in a day, no problem, unlimited, no issues with regulations with texting, right? I used to do that daily, daily. And the truth is that landed me a lot of deals. But most people take that for granted. Texting used to not be good back then, right? That's what they used to say. But it was perfect for me because I figured out how to develop new scripts and new methods that no one else in wholesaling was using. This is why I believe this channel does well. Why I believe people follow us, hopefully, is because we give you innovative stuff that no one else does. Teaching wholesaling for free, never done in the history in wholesaling real estate. Reverse drawing for dollars with sticky notes, right? Never been said, shown publicly ever in wholesaling real estate, right? Digital bandit signs. Never shown. Really, how to do probates on a free basis, like how to do free probate letters and how to find probates, never publicly shown. Pre-foreclosures, that was actually publicly shown, but government lists, code violations, water shutoffs, fire damage properties, no one really was ever talking about how to do it for free. And so you got to understand, I've been through the ringer. Me and Rick we've seen it all. I've done it all and I share it all. But about 4,000 texts if you want to do it for free. And so the truth is we come up with these innovative things because wholesaling real estate's adapted, right? I mean, we were 27, 28 years combined in wholesaling real estate. We've seen stuff. And I've never had 2 years I've never had a year that was the same in wholesale, right? And I've always adapted. Change doesn't scare me, okay? Staying complacent scares me. Making the same amount of money I made last year scares me. And if you understand that if you stay the same, you're never going to grow. You got to be uncomfortable. You got to do it. And so, yeah, texting is always going to change. This is why I do live streams, because you can't go watch me record a video I did 3 years ago and just say, oh, it's the same thing. Wholesaling is always changing. That's why I do live streams, because you need to see the information that's working right now live stream to you to ask me questions live and we answer it live, right? 4,000 texts. That's what it's going to take right now. And I don't have to pay a software for this. I know. Yeah. There are good softwares. I always recommend smszack.com. What we got to understand is you can just use your regular cell phone. Okay. Use your regular cell phone right here. Okay. And you can text about 5 an hour. All right. And then you 5 an hour on Google Voice. I have I want to give a shout out to someone probably watching this. He works out at the same gym as me. He's trying to get in some wholesaling, buyer's list, stuff like that. He went up to me the other day, right? And he said, yo, I'm not making fun of him. He's a cool guy. He said, yo, I can't use iMessage anymore. I'm like, why? He's like, I sent like 1,000 texts in 2 days and I can't text anyone. I have to get a new phone. I'm like, but I watched your video. I'm like, bro, did you see the part where it said do 5 an hour? He's like, oh no, he's an action taker. We salute him. We salute him. He's doing deals. He's an action taker, but like, come on, man. You got to follow the rules here. You got to do exactly what we're saying here. And so, yeah, you got to do 5 an hour and per message. So like if you do on one phone, you got another cell phone and Google Voice, that's 3 times 5, that's 15 an hour. 4,000 texts, 10,000 for paid. That is how we fundamentally do this, right? And so when we're understanding this, yes, I tell you 4,000, don't try to send 4,000 off your phone straight up. That is a no. Okay. What we need to do instead is send 5 hours an hour for a said period of time. This is something we got to understand. So 4,000 texts is, I'll show you how to do it. But like 10,000, if you're going to use a paid list like listarea.com, zachdata.com, right? This is what it's going to take. Now, let me show you the real magic sauce today. Okay. I got some real mind-blowing magic for you guys. Okay. This is really important stuff. Okay. So if you're looking to get your mind blown here with some wholesaling knowledge, this is what we're talking about right now. Okay. Now, number one. All right. If we're looking to get in this, right? How do I do this in 21 days? All you have to do is divide any of these by 14 and get to work. If you're watching this video right now and you want to get a deal closed in under 21 days or less, whatever I just told you, divide it by 14. What do I mean by this? Am I joking you? What does this mean, right? What I mean by this is if whatever I've said divided by 14. So let's use 500 drawing for dollars leads, for example, here. Okay. Let's use that for an example. If I want to get a deal, if I want to get a good lead, something solid I can get under contract, divide that by 14. That's going to be about 36. And that's what I got to do on a daily basis. All right. Just so we understand, on a daily basis to get a wholesaling deal in the next 21 days. And so did you see how I just made that 500 super scary number into something that's actually like, oh, what? That's actually something that I can do. That 500 just got turned into 36 a day. Heck, that's a joke. Are you kidding me? I do 36 and no problem, right? I don't even have to think about that. 36, that's it. Like I get like, if I'm slow, I get like 10 in an hour. Okay. So maybe 3-4 hours of that. I know that seems crazy, but like we're making 20 grand in a month. Okay. This ain't little boy numbers. It ain't little boy math. It's a little bit of little money, right? We're actually making real big boy money here. We're gonna have to do some big boy work. So that's not crazy. I don't think that's a crazy amount to be doing. If you look back at those 3,000 cold calls, yeah, it seems a little daunting, but we kind of calm it down about 215. And if we even like make it similar, like that actually it is a little bit crazy, but if we divide this by here, so 215, if I cold call 5 hours a day, 43 an hour, probably have to do a little more, but like that's pushing it. I understand that. But if you make those calls, you go get the deals, right? And so you got to make the dials. And that is pushing it. You might need a dialer for something like that. But you make it 30, you can stretch it out. Heck, you can do 6 or 7 hours. Just saying, like whatever it takes to get success, right? That's statistically what we found. 286 texts. If we're doing that 15, 286 on 3 lines. Each line, that's about, you do one like every hour for like 8 or 9 hours, right? I mean, it's 30 minutes or like, it's not that crazy. Those cold texts are actually pretty simple. If you have a Google Voice, your phone number and someone else's phone number, 5 an hour, pretty easy. Use AI for the scripts there, double whammy it, whatever you want to do. These aren't crazy complicated systems. These aren't crazy complicated tactics. These are stuff that you can do basically on a daily basis, really easy, really simple. The truth is most people aren't willing to do it. Most people aren't willing to go out here and do the work that's required. Most people aren't wanting to do this. But if you understand, All you have to do is just start today. You can do it. I've told everyone this. Just do the work and the results will follow, right? And for the people watching this show, like making money the excuse, right? I get this all the time. I get this from everyone and their mom, right? Oh, Zach, you don't understand. I ain't got no cash. I ain't got no money. It's such a struggle. Things are so hard right now. Money is never the excuse. You should never make money the reason why you're not doing wholesaling deals. You should never make money the reason why, oh, well, I can't get it done or I can't get cash. Or anything. Like, money ain't the issue for you guys, okay? Money's actually your strength. A lack of money, you having no cash right now to get into wholesaling, that is your why. That is why you're getting into wholesaling. It's why you're listening to me scream on here, right? You're doing it because you got no money. And a lot of people use that as a weakness. And you got to use it for a thing of strength because it truly is a thing of strength. It is something that you can use to actually go out here, use that as fuel, motivation to keep the engines going, to get rich and become successful in wholesaling. Most people aren't willing to do it. Most people aren't willing to do the work. But I'm telling you, if you're willing to go out here, start cold calling, start texting, and just doing stupid little easy stuff like that, the results will follow. Use that, oh, I got no money, not as an excuse, but as something as a powerful strength tool. Most people aren't willing to do that, but if you can, they'll help you out. Remember, if you got no money, you have no other option. Where else are you going to go? You're going to do your drop shipping scheme that's going to cost you $3,000 a month. You're going to trade some day trading thing on a $4,000 course. Like, what are we talking here? I'm being completely honest here. Like, what are we talking about? You have no other option. We have to be successful. We have to try. We have to do our best. We have no other option. And that can be something as strength, or that can be something that's going to freak you out. So either you take this advantage that I'm giving you today as an opportunity for yourself to go out here, get deals, get rich, and change your life, or you're going to use this opportunity and let somebody else go retire their mom. Let somebody else in your own market start doing what I'm saying. And let them get rich. Let them make 20 grand this month because you're going to sit in your corner and cry about it when someone else in that same market's going to do well. I love it when I get somebody in like Dallas, for example, who's like, oh, wholesaling's so hard. It's so difficult. Wah, 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 wah. And you get the same other person in Dallas I taught that's making 25 grand a month who's just destroying it, doing well. Is there a difference between the two? Or like their market? No, that's the same dang market. One person decided that I'm not a quitter. I'm not a loser. I'm not going to make life sad and terrible and the worst. And I'm going to make a great change. You got other people, they're just crying about it. And you got the people that actually, hey, no, I'm going to keep my head up. I'm going to do as Zach says. I'm going to hop on the one-on-ones he does. And I'm actually going to get results. These are the two stories we have. And you have to make a decision which story you want to be doing. There's a good story for you guys. There's fundamentals that we need to be doing. But either you take this advantage right now and you retire your mom, or you let somebody else retire their mom. In your own market, the same exact circumstances, the same exact situation. I hate to tell you, I know everyone's like, oh, it's all collaboration and we all got to support each other from the bootstraps. And yeah, everything's great, hunky-dory, right? You love seeing that from everyone, but the truth is sometimes some of y'all don't have to look like, yeah, I agree with that fundamental philosophy, but there also is a philosophy of there's two mama wolves. There's only one piece of meat, and someone's got to decide who gets to eat and who decides not to eat. And you got to decide, are you eating tonight? Or you're going to let the other person eat, and whoever works more is going to get it. There's only one winner. Sometimes it's like that too. And a lot of people, they don't have that in the back of their minds. And I think we got to bring some of that back. A little bit of that hunger, a little bit of that edge. A little bit of that, go out here and start doing it, right? Not a lot of people are thinking like that anymore. We got to start looking like that a little bit, just a little bit. There's no other option. I like that. I like that thought. There's no other option for me. There's no other option except for me being successful. We got to do it. So guys, let's break this down. Let's answer some questions. If you want, I have a free wholesaling course thing I always talk about. If you want to learn wholesaling real estate for free, I have a free course, freewholesaling.com. I will quiz every single person on the one-on-ones. If you are asking me a question, you haven't been through the course, I'm going to tell you, go through the course, then ask me a question, because 90% of all questions asked for me could be answered in that course.